Hi everybody, how are you doing? I've got a question for you. Are you still having your Diwali treats? Whether it's gathia, jalebi, rasmalai, gulab jamun, chakris, biscuits, chocolates, are you still continuing with your Diwali celebrations? Please remember what you're putting in your body does have an impact on your health. Don't ignore this because often people just think, well, it's just one more day. I'll start tomorrow. But then guess what? In just a few weeks' time, we're coming into Christmas. So you're probably thinking, let me just leave it until January. Then January comes, you get busy, and again, you just keep leaving it. You can't ignore your health, and it's really important to take charge of this. World Diabetes Day is on the 14th of November, and it's really about raising awareness of what is causing diabetes and what we can do to reduce our risk and even prevent it. You might be thinking, well, isn't it genetic? Maybe it just runs in my family. Maybe to an extent, yes, it does. But to a larger extent, it's what you're eating, your lifestyle, that's probably putting you at a higher risk of diabetes. I see far too many people ignore it, and then it gets to a point where you can't ignore it. And if you're thinking, let me just wait until January to get started, what would you do if your doctor told you you've now been diagnosed with diabetes and you're going to get onto metformin? Would you tell your doctor, let me enjoy the Christmas celebrations and then I'll start in January? No, you wouldn't. You would have to take charge of it immediately. Just like that, stop ignoring the signs that you are getting at a higher risk of being diabetic. One of the most important things to look at is your BMI. For us as South Asians, being overweight is at a BMI of 23 and above. And I'm sharing the link below so you can check it out on the NHS website. If you are obese, normally it's 30 BMI and above for obesity, but amongst the South Asians, it's actually 27.5. So stop ignoring the signs. Firstly, check what your weight is. Check if you are overweight or in that obese category. If you are, don't ignore it. There are many things that are putting you at a higher risk of being diabetic or increasing your sugar levels. Firstly, are you eating a lot of the refined carbs? I'm talking about things here like white rice, like white flour, like having white bread, making your rotis out of refined flours as well. All you've got to do is just replace those refined grains with the whole grain. So white rice gets replaced with brown rice. You can make your roti instead of with the refined atta, make it with the brown atta, with the chakki atta. Easy things that you can do. Are you having too many sugary foods? That might be, again, causing it. It's foods such as your rasmalai or your carrot cake or your chocolates that you're having. Is this what you can't stop eating? Do you have a lot of cravings for these foods and you think, I'm never able to stop it? I can show you how to actually reduce your cravings. That's really easy to do when you know what foods to eat. Secondly, are you not getting enough protein in your diet? Because if you don't get enough protein in your diet, you're hungry, and you're finding also that's resulting in these sugar spikes when you are eating a lot of the carbs. Also, lack of healthy fats might be a problem for a lot of people. You decide you're just going to stop eating fats because you want to lose weight, but we do need some amounts of healthy fats in our diet. So that is key. You've got to make sure you are including these as well. Your meal timings are equally important because how we're eating, when we're eating, does have an impact on our insulin levels. So make sure you're not constantly grazing throughout the day. Do have gaps between meals and between dinner and breakfast as well. Intermittent fasting is effective, but it doesn't work for everyone. I've got a lot of clients who struggle with intermittent fasting because it left them feeling hungry, tired, and they couldn't sleep well at night. So you don't need to do intermittent fasting. Again, I can teach you what to do when looking at the meal timings. Having a sedentary lifestyle also does put you at a higher risk of diabetes and leads to insulin resistance. So can you begin to think about getting started and not being one more number in that statistic for being diabetic. Take charge of your health today. Don't wait for next year. Let me know if you need some help, if either you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, and I'll share with you what you can do to make a difference. See you very soon, and let's speak to look at what you can do by taking charge of your own health.